Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this morning, and I hope that today's Druid morning Awen will be an inspiration to you, help you kickstart your day in a good way, leading to a beautiful weekend. If you're viewing on YouTube, appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Click that notification bell for further videos, and leave a comment below if you'd like. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. It does a lot for the channel, and I greatly appreciate you all. So, as we come into the season known as Beltane to the Irish people and the Celtic Isles surrounding, we start to celebrate the union of life. And so we have here the green man and a candle in between two trees. Two trees starting in union and branching off in their individuality, and a flame in the center, with the green man in between, symbolizing the growth and life that happens from union. A union of love and commitment and joining together as one, but yet still upholding our individuality, but yet honoring our interdependence upon each other. Please stay tuned to the end of this video, as I have some announcements that might be of interest to you. So if you follow on the page, or if you follow on the Native American page that I do, for those on YouTube, you have access to both. But if you're on Facebook watching live, you may be only on the Druid page. On the Native American page, I gave a talk a couple of days ago of how the wild Christ represented, or how Adam represented the wild Christ, and that later the wild Christ was the better second Adam, accomplishing where the first one, in a sense, failed, and in a way was a symbolism of what the first wild Christ would do later. And I had talked about how Eve was brought from the side of Adam, and that it was not that the divine weaver took a rib, because in the Hebrew it's more a door opening, like French doors opening up and Eve being brought out. And that on the sacred tree of life, as the wild Christ, as a shaman, took all our sickness and ailments upon himself and bore them, and took on the outcome that comes to those sicknesses, which is death, overcoming it all and bursting forth in life. Very much symbolic with like how the green man is. And that the spear that went into his side, into his heart, symbolically showed like how Eve was taken out of Adam. We were birthed out of the heart and the side of the wild green Christ. But I want you to think of something. God, the divine weaver, the Apostle Paul talks about this, that how woman came out of man, but now all men come out of a woman, and thus making equalness and balance, that neither one can boast greatness over the other. Men can't say, well, you came out of us. Well, God turns it around, and men are dependent on their life due to a woman. And we even see that the wild green Christ came from a woman. But there is a mystical symbolism here we need to catch. The Apostle Paul, in the writings from the Sacred Oak, says, I delivered to you a mystery that was hidden from time beginning, but now is made open, that Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you, the hope of glory. And in other words, going back to the beginning, the wild green Christ, our Adam, second Adam, birthed us out of his heart, and now he is birthed into our heart. We carry the Christ child, the divine child. And the Apostle Paul talks about this, how long should I travail with you again like a woman in labor until Christ be formed in you, or Christ be birthed in you? And so a mystical thing is happening here, an experiential relationship, knowledge of experience, that when we encounter the divine wild green Christ, we come to realize that we have been birthed from him and that he is birthed in us. That is a marvelous thing. And words fall short, but I hope in some way you can see, in looking at nature and contemplating upon this in your soul, and not just your mind, how the divine child is birthed in you. Divine and humanity comes together, and in that merging, that divine child is birthed and forms and grows and shapes within us. And like the green man here, you see there's foliage or vegetation coming from his nose, around his eyes. Some depictions have it coming out of his mouth and his ears. And some have even said that it's a depiction of Adam coming back from the dead, like new life growing out of him. So this morning, I want to encourage you and inspire you to be the green man, to be the green woman. And that greenery is that wild green Christ growing from within you and exploding out of you, around your eyes and what you see and behold, out of your nose of what you intake and exhale out into the world. Foliage coming out of your mouth, that you speak words of life and not death. Out of your ears, that you hear the growth of the divine in the beauty and entangled twinement within leaf and stone and river, and every human you encounter, every animal and bird you meet. And just like the rays of the Awen, may you see the light in those at your left. May you see the light in those to your right. And may you see the light within you in the center. And then with a closing prayer. O divine weaver, maker of the stars and our Mother Earth, sun and moon, the wind in which we breathe, you are our divine being, who gives us life and upholds us and provides all things. Help us to see Christ in those that are left and right. Help us to see within us the hope of glory, which is not a thought, which is not a system, which is not an ideology or a theology, but is a living person, a living being that lives and grows within us. And may that wild green man burst out in us in that union of light and soil, of divine and human, thus creating a perfect balanced imagery as one. Wild green man, wild green woman, together as one you birthed us from your side. Now may you be birthed in our heart and side as we walk this life together, and as heaven is coming to us, not us so much going to it. May we see the beauty today and walk in the Awen. And so, my friends, for a little bit of announcements, we will be doing our Druid service this Sunday. We're going to transition now into descriptions of divine union, creative love, what is our inspirational muse, and also for a retreat that I have coming up in May for Beltane, May 1st through the 3rd. The first day will be a half a day, so people will be showing up at 5 p.m. We'll have some activities, and then Saturday will be the biggest hoorah day, and then Sunday morning till about 1 or 2 will be upon soaking all that in and reflections and sharing. So from till April 15th, the cost is $100. After the 15th, it is $120, I believe. Trying to think that up off the top of my head, but it's not too much more. I think it's like a $20 savings if you register before the 15th. And if you're interested in that, comment below, get in touch with me, email me at the oakandholly29@gmail.com. If you want to come here to Damascus, Virginia, in the beautiful surrounding mountains here, we'll have a lot of activities, do some stuff in the grove, up in the woods, back behind the property here. Of course, a maypole and some green man and May Queen maiden dancing, some fire rituals as well. So I hope y'all have a blessed day, and until we meet again, my friends, may you be the Awen.